also known as Claire Bear here on my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be talking all about my breast augmentation. So before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that I don't want to hear your negativity. If you aren't coming here with positive vibes, if you're not here because you actually wanted to learn something about it, don't come in here saying like, oh, you were perfect before, whatever. This was my decision, it's my choice. I've already done it. I'm about 7 months post-op now, so there's no going back. If you're not happy with my decision, then you can just X out. Like, bye Felicia. I just want to let you guys know I am not a doctor, so I really can't answer all of your questions. This is just going to be about my experience, what I went through, how I felt, all those things. So keep that in mind. You know, videos like this really helped me out whenever I was interested in getting mine done. So I figured I would spread the wealth and help you guys out too. I did the 24-hour recovery breast augmentation, which is different from the rapid recovery breast augmentation in that I could return to work essentially the very next day. My surgery was on a Thursday and I came back to work Monday night. I bartend, so for me, like, I had to be able to actually move around. I definitely could not have gone back the very next day, but I was comfortable going to the mall. I was comfortable driving my car. I do drive a very large car. It's very big and heavy, like turning the wheel was interesting at first, but I was able to do all that. I was also able to fully raise my arms completely above my head. I had to touch the backs of my hands together above my head and then back down. I actually had to do those exercises like it was either every half hour or every hour for the first like 2 or 3 days, which is kind of awkward and a little uncomfortable, but it definitely was not painful by any means. I had very, very little pain. I think that at the absolute worst, it was when I first woke up in the recovery room. Probably had maybe like a 5 or 6 pain level, but it was more just like discomfort. Like it just felt so heavy. Like they have you laying down and it's just like, oh my God, how am I gonna sit up? And they did. They wanted me to sit up. They wanted me to raise my arms completely above my head, completely back down. Like it was crazy. So that was definitely very interesting. But my recovery in general really wasn't bad. Like I was able to go back to work. The first day was kind of hard. Luckily, the girls I work with are awesome and they did help me out. But other than that, like I got really tired really quickly. I mean, it's a pretty big surgery when you have these 2 things stuck into your body. Like obviously you're not gonna be, ooh, yay, let's fucking go hang out tomorrow. Like no, you definitely do have that recovery time. But as far as feeling bad, I never once was like, oh my God, I can't get out of bed or any of that. No, like I was fine. One of the things that I was really worried about was that my doctor that I chose was the only doctor that I went on a consultation with. I had actually researched several doctors and I had thought about making a consultation. I'd actually called a couple of them and then I just canceled. Like, I don't know, like I just wasn't ready or I didn't really love the doctor, but this one, everything about her was just perfect for me. Like literally we had lived in all the same places, and if you guys follow me everywhere else, like you know I move around a lot. We had lived in the same places. She went to college in the same like city that I grew up in. Like I mean, it was awesome. She even studied art for like a year so that way she could learn the human form, so that way she wasn't going to like mess up your figure or whatever. But I thought that was really cool. I went on my consultation and seriously within the first 30 seconds of speaking to her, it was like every nerve that I had like went out the door. I was just like, this woman is perfect. Like, oh my God. And she does specialize in the 24-hour recovery. I will leave her name down in the description box. It is Farah. I loved her. So the way the 24-hour recovery was explained to me is that they go in like a very meticulous way. They don't just like cut you open and use blunt force to create the pocket. They went in underneath and just gently lifted that muscle and then slid the implant underneath it, which sounds really weird and really scary, but it worked and it really caused me no pain. As far as healing goes, my incisions were probably the most uncomfortable, and just like the heaviness of the implant. Whenever you first get them done, they don't really bounce or move. They're really hard. And like driving in the car, like the bumps in the car, oh, that sucked so so much. Let me just tell you right now, it was so uncomfortable. It probably took about a month for that to go away, but it wasn't anything too terrible. Oh, hello. Hi there, how are you? So nice of you to join us. This is Scooby, my dog. I knew that I wanted to get my boobs done probably when I was about 16. The women in my family were all blessed with these like gorgeous D's, and then here I was with my like flat A cup on a good day. I could actually wear the Victoria's Secret Miraculous bras in a 32 double A. I never had any kind of cleavage. I always wanted that. It was something that I knew that I couldn't change my diet or I couldn't work out and have boobs. Like it wasn't gonna happen. Like I knew if I was gonna be serious about this, I would have to have surgery. I think when I was like 19, 20, that's when I was like, okay, I'm dead serious. I want this done. And that's when I started to read about the difference between silicone and saline. For me, silicone just seemed like a no-brainer. It's a lot softer. It doesn't ripple like the saline does. Like saline has a seam that goes around the side of your implant, and if you don't have a lot of breast tissue, you can see it. Seeing as how I was like a double A to an A, obviously I didn't have a lot of tissue, so that freaked me out. And I was like, oh, hell no. But I think you have to be like 21 or 22 to get silicone implants, or at least you did at the time. I don't know if that's still the case, but I knew for sure that I wanted silicone, so I was willing to wait. There's never really a right time to get plastic surgery. It's very expensive. It takes time out of your life. Like, I mean, sure, it was not a whole lot of time, but for a while there, I couldn't even open up like Gatorade bottles. And why I waited until now was really just the whole money aspect. I did save up about half of what I needed to pay for them, and then the other half I financed. I highly recommend that if you do want to get them to save up. But there's always that option where you can finance them. So if you just like can't wait any longer, just look into it. There's plenty of different places that'll finance them. All right, so I have a bunch of questions that you guys asked me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. So I'm gonna try to answer all of these. Some of these I probably have already answered, but I'm just gonna go through these anyway. What size were you before and what are you now? I was a 32 double A or A, just kind of depending on bra style. I am now wearing a 32 double D or triple D, also depending on the bra style and the manufacturer. They're all very different, but I do typically measure at a 32 triple D. What kind of implants did you get? Silicone, saline, CCs, all that good stuff. So I got 304 cc silicone, smooth, round, moderate plus profile implants made by Allergan. How did you choose? Well, my doctor made choosing the size of implant very easy. She took like this weird little gadget and took weird measurements like here and like underneath, across my chest, and plugged them into this algorithm that showed her what size of implant that my body could handle based on my current breast tissue. So she gave me two options. I think one of them was like 284 cc's and then the other one was 304. That's nothing. Like literally, that is nothing. That is 20 cc's of difference. That's not even a teaspoon. You couldn't tell. She gave me both of them to hold in my hand and I couldn't tell a difference between the two. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go with the 304 just because if ever I do have that feeling like, oh, I wish I had gone bigger, I know that I did go as big as I could go. Did you get under the muscle or over the muscle? Mine are, I think she said it's like a window shade kind of thing. So like say this is your muscle and say this is the implant. My muscle sits on top of the implant, but the implant also kind of hangs out underneath, which is supposed to give it a more like natural look, and that's just how they do the 24-hour recovery breast augmentation. How painful was the recovery? I already kind of touched on this, but it really wasn't painful at all. They only gave me ibuprofen, like the giant like 800 milligram ibuprofen as my painkillers, so I didn't really suffer. I did keep up with my painkillers. I made sure that whenever it hit like that 8-hour mark or 6-hour mark, whatever the hell it was, I took my painkillers. There was only one, I think it was the night that I went back to work and I forgot to take my pain meds because my alarm went off and I didn't hear it. And I think it was only like an hour or so, I think it was about an hour without my pain meds, and it was so uncomfortable. Like it wasn't painful, but it started to feel really tight and just I felt constricted, and I was like, whoa, like there's something wrong. And that's when I realized, oh shit, you need to take your pain meds, like hello. So after that, I mean, they felt a lot better. How much was it? My breast augmentation was $6,100, which does include my anesthesia, my hospital fees, surgeon's fee, all that stuff. The only things that I had to do separately besides that $6,100 was my blood work. My insurance did cover my blood work, so I did not have to pay for that. You do have to do that before you go under anesthesia. Your doctor will go over that with you. Different doctors do it differently. Some will do it there, some don't. Mine didn't, so I had to go to my regular doctor. That was free. My prescriptions were also, I think all of my prescriptions except for one were covered, and the only one that wasn't covered was like $4 anyway, and that was for my sleep aid because they wanted me to have several good nights rest, and I had no problem falling asleep, so I didn't even take my sleep medication. Did you lose sensitivity? Did your nipples change shape, point in other directions, yada yada yada? So no, my nipples did not change at all. They are exactly how they were before, like literally the exact same size. It's just that the boob around it is bigger. As far as sensitivity goes, I had hypersensitivity in this one and no feeling at all in this one. Like this one was borderline uncomfortable. To even have like a t-shirt on, it was like, oh my God, what is like on me? But then this one, I could literally like slap it and you couldn't feel anything. It was really weird. But that kind of evens itself out over time. The reason why they're both different, which was really hard for me to understand, because also through the healing process, I had weird little pains in one, but then not the other, or like one of them was kind of feeling softer than the other, and I was like, what the hell, like what's going on? But it's because it's two separate parts of your body. It's just like if you cut one arm and then the other arm, like one might heal a little bit faster than the other one. It's two separate parts of your body. You have to treat them as such. Like they're gonna heal differently, they're gonna do whatever their own thing, they need to take their time. Next question, do they feel real? I've never really gone around grabbing other girls' boobs, and I really didn't have a lot of breast tissue to start off with. So I'm not a great judge for this, but to me, I mean, they're really squishy, they bounce, like, I mean, I don't know, to me they feel fine. Like, they feel real to me. And I'm sorry if that's really awkward, me just like grabbing my boobs real quick, but that's, I don't know, that's the best way I can show it. Like, they jiggle, they move, they're slowly getting softer and softer. Even though I am at the 7-month mark, like, I still notice differences in how they feel. How did your family and significant other react? Well, my significant other, my fiance, was extremely supportive. He came with me to my consultations, he took me to the surgeon's office, like everything. Like, he was there 100% every step of the way. He also helped me keep up with my medications, he helped me keep up with my stretches, like everything. He was there 100%. My family doesn't live around here, but they were supportive. They did talk to me on the phone, talk to me on Skype. They sent me flowers. Like, it was nice. Like, everybody was very supportive. Have you noticed a difference in the kind of attention you get? Well, obviously, if I wear something like this out of the house, then yeah, people are gonna fucking stare at me. Like, it's gonna happen. Otherwise, if I'm in a t-shirt, no, nothing's really changed. It's only really if I'm kind of wearing something low cut like this, then yeah, people are gonna notice. Can you comfortably sleep on your side or stomach? At first, I could not. It probably took me about a month to finally be able to sleep on my side, probably about 3 months to be able to sleep on my stomach. This was a really funny question that I got. Do they float? This was something that somebody said to me like years ago, and they were like, oh yeah, if you have fake boobs, they're gonna float. And I thought it was the funniest thing. So when someone asked me this, I cracked up, and I actually did get in the pool and I tried to see if they float, and no, they don't float. So I'm a little bit disappointed that I don't have built-in flotation devices, but what are you gonna do, right? Are there any clothes that you can wear now that you couldn't wear before? Obviously, a shirt like this, I never would have had the confidence to wear before. I still don't wear stuff like this out of the house. Like, I have to a concert, but other than that, I mean, I'm not gonna go to the mall like dressed like this. But it is very funny to me. Like, I know that at stores, I gravitate towards the really low cut stuff now. Even if I don't actually wear it, I'll try it on, I'll take pictures, and I'm like, yes, girl. I've never had that before, so it is really fun to do that. And I have like certain tops and dresses, like especially strapless stuff that fits so much better and so much more comfortably. So that's interesting. Obviously stuff that I can't wear anymore are gonna be like my bras. I had to get rid of every single one of my bras except for my bralettes. A couple of my bralettes still work. Anything that had an underwire in it, like dresses and stuff, I've had to either sell or donate. It kind of sucks. It's like bittersweet, but what are you gonna do, right? Do you have any back pain post-op? This is one of the things that a lot of people complained about that I didn't really understand. For the first couple of weeks, yes, I did have back pain, but it's not because my boobs were too heavy. It's because I was hunching forward. Like literally I was walking around like this. And well, obviously if you do that, then your back's going to hurt. So I had to really tell myself, like, put your shoulders back, sit up straight, like good posture, you know? So I really had to keep an eye on that. Did you have any boob greed or boobie blues? It's funny because the only time that I ever had boob greed, which is where you get your boobs done and you wish you had gone bigger, was actually the day that I was told that I could go bra shopping. And I'm sitting there looking at myself in the mirror and I'm just like, you know, they're really not that big. I was like, I feel like I should have gone bigger. Like, I don't know, I guess I just kind of gotten used to seeing them at that point. So I was just kind of like, oh, they're really not that crazy. But I also had not been wearing a bra. I had not been wearing, because my surgeon did not tell me I had to wear any post-op bra. So I had no bra, none of that stuff. So I was like, this kind of sucks. Like, they're kind of little, like what the hell? And then I got sized at Victoria's Secret like an hour later and they told me I was a 32 triple D. And I didn't believe them. Like, I tried on triple D bras and they all fit and I was like, oh my God, they're so much bigger than I bargained for. I had originally said that I wanted to be about a D cup, so it's pretty funny now. Like, that totally killed the boob greed. I like to mess with my fiance now, and I'm like, oh, I should get them bigger, and he just looks at me like, shut the fuck up. He's like, just no. He's like, you're stupid. So that's pretty funny. As far as boobie blues go, I did have a little bit when I kept getting frustrated and I couldn't do anything. Like when I wanted to, I don't know, like open a soda or a Gatorade or, I don't know, like lift anything, like if there was something that was in my way and I wanted to move it, like you can't, like you literally can't do anything. If you try to overexert yourself, it hurts. Like you're gonna know immediately if something's too heavy, like just stop, like just nope, I'm good. And that was probably the hardest part and it was a little depressing to me. I also felt like I was being very selfish because this was extremely expensive. I mean, I don't have $6,000 laying around and I felt very guilty that I had spent all this money and I needed someone to take care of me. I needed help with everything. And for me, that was probably the hardest part. I did get a little depressed, but I got over it pretty quickly. One of the questions was, did you gain weight? Immediately after, I had gained about 12 pounds, like the following day. That was all water weight, it's all because of the IV. As far as overall, the first couple months, I did lose that like water weight, but then I did gain some weight because you really can't work out, which goes into my next question. It was, when can you return to full activity? For me, it took me about 2 months. It's normal to be able to return after 6 weeks, but I think mine was even longer. It might have been almost 3 months because my doctor made me wait because I still had a lot of swelling and it took a long time to get my swelling down. Do you need to wear a bra? No, I do not. Obviously, I am not wearing a bra right now. This is just an American Apparel, what's it called? Bodysuit. And I do not need one. This is what they look like with no bra. Have I found any that I like? I found a couple at Victoria's Secret that are comfortable, but I'm not really like in love with them. I did buy an Agent Provocateur bra just because I've never been able to and I really wanted one and I still haven't worn it. I think I wore it just to like wear it for like 2 minutes and look at myself in the mirror and then I was like, I need to buy this. But other than that, I haven't found anything I truly love, but then again, I just kind of go braless most of the time. Do you have any regrets? My only regret is waiting so long. Like, I'm glad I did because I found the best surgeon that I think could have done it for me, but I do wish that I had done this sooner. This is something that I've wanted for a very long time, and it sucked having to wait that long. And then my final question is, do you have any advice for someone that wants a breast augmentation, or for someone whose friend or family or whatever wants to get a breast augmentation? So if you are looking at getting a breast augmentation for yourself, make sure that you're doing it for you. Don't do it for your boyfriend. Don't do it for, I don't know, your modeling agent. Don't do it for anybody except for you. You need to do what makes you happy. I don't care what your friends think. I don't care what your boyfriend thinks. I don't care what your parents think. This is you. It is your body. It is your life, and you need to do what's right for you. Now, as far as advice for somebody who's like significant other or friend or whatever might want to get it, just be there for them. Like, the hardest thing that anybody could say to me when I was planning on getting mine done was, oh, well, why? Like, you look great how you are. And I'm just sitting there like, but I'm not happy. I am not happy. I don't care if you are happy with the way that I look. I am not happy with the way that I look. And it was kind of a slap in the face to hear people say that when I was looking in the mirror and I didn't feel confident. And like, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. Like, I know people who are probably going through this understand, but that was the hardest part. And honestly, just having somebody that was there to say, yes, like, you do what you need to do. I want you to be happy. That's the biggest thing. So just be supportive, be there, help them out. I don't know, that's really it. Like, just be a friend, basically. So I hope this video helped some of you. If you're trying to go through the same kind of thing that I was. So feel free to leave me your comments. I'll try to answer any more questions that I may have missed down there. If you guys like this video, I might make another one in the future with more questions. So just let me know. Be sure to like and subscribe. It is free. I hope you guys like this video, and feel free to check out my channel.